So feeling pretty good this morning, weighed in at 172.125 this morning, so average. Last night actually underate by around 50 grams of carbohydrates, 200 calories, because I know I'm going for pizza and a 3-meal course. Pretty excited, we'll be going to a restaurant, learning how to make pizza dough bases and then having a 3-course meal and taking those bases home to eat as well, so you might see some of that. And as I always say to myself and my clients, I don't see a problem moving 20% of your calories from one day to another or spreading it like that. So these small changes are manageable. Something else on my to-do list today is have a structured day-to-day plan. So periods I go on Facebook, periods I write, periods I read, periods I put towards clients and email. Being social and having periods on Facebook is part of my job. I need to be there to kind of communicate and help others. Setting up a peaking / strength block for one of my clients who wants to do a strength block, but we have an impromptu peak. He wants to train 4 times per week, and he is relatively new to powerlifting and is a smaller lifter and slow twitch, so high frequency. I've seen from that we've actually got a lot of technique days in there, especially for low bar squat, because it's something he's never been very confident with, so we're producing the amount of stress and fatigue technique work causes, because it's done at such low volumes and intensities, is very small, so you can put a lot in there across the week, and then a lot of the assistant stuff gets dropped week 4 until week 5, which is peak. Specific singles. Block there is obviously highly specific to my client. He wants to train 4 times a week. He's smaller, slow twitch. He wants to get his low bar technique up. Very specific to that person.
That block wasn't specifically strength or peaking, it was a mixture, so it was even more hyper-specific.
Breakfast as per usual. 2 boiled eggs, salsa, roast veggies, toast. Done. Basically, because I can't get to the gym on the weekend when I was going to do my mock meet, I'm going to do it tomorrow instead, which means I'm going to take today off the gym. I'm going to spend some time on this fella down here, my rumble roller, and do some stretching and then just go for a light walk. I've spoken about it before, but when you're peaking, you're really trying to get the right balance between fitness, fatigue, and preparedness. You want to bring down fatigue, but not so much so that you're not prepared or still fit. So you want to keep enough of everything there so you have enough of each. I've done that by keeping preparedness up by lifting singles. I've reduced my fatigue by only lifting singles and having low volume and taking today off. The more advanced you are, the heavier weights you're lifting, the longer it's going to take for you to bring fatigue down. So you're going to have to taper for longer. I may not have given myself enough time. Ideally, I would have given myself a 2-week taper, whereas I've kind of had a 1-week taper into it and not a proper peak because I'm peaking not on the week. If you're not a powerlifter, then you never need to do this. You never need to test and peak your strength. You just want to focus on building your strength and gaining muscle. You don't need to peak it. Known that the best rep ranges to gain muscle are 6 to 12, and the best rep ranges for building strength are 3 to 6, so you don't need to peak. And they're only the best rep ranges because of the volume you can get with each of them and the intensity you're putting in with each of them. A moment when you're shaving to get ready for a night out and you don't realise your blade is on a much smaller degree. I normally shave on a 5mm, and I turned it on, and normally it just goes straight to it, but this time it was on 0.3. That's why now I've got about an hour walking to Fulham for our pizza date, which is effectively cooking pizzas, having a 3-meal course. I decided to walk because it takes 45 minutes anyway on the tube or on a bus, and I haven't gone to the gym today or done my normal walk, so it just made good sense. And hopefully Charlotte will recognise me because I look about 10 years younger. I reckon I look about 15. Bring up a point because I talk a lot about periodization and why it's so important. It's because basically a lot of people have plateaued in the gym, and the way to get around it, the model I really like is kind of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Or the way I kind of plan it is 4 steps forward, 1 step back. Essentially that's 4 weeks going up, 1 week coming right down, 4 weeks going up, 1 week coming right down, boom, wave loading. I want to talk about an interesting concept to you right now, and that is phase potentiation for a bodybuilder versus phase potentiation versus a powerlifter. As we spoke about earlier, the rep range 6 to 12 is kind of where you want to get big, that's bodybuilder zone. And then the rep range 3 to 6 is powerlifter. Bodybuilder wants to focus all of their efforts on that 6 to 12 rep range. So if they can get strong as hell and then use that strength for that rep range, boom. The powerlifter really wants to get strong as hell in the 3 to 6. So if they can get really big and then make that big muscle strong, that's where they want. What I'm saying is, a bodybuilder wants to get strong, then big. Powerlifter wants to get big, then strong. This makes sense from a periodization point of view as well, when you're trying to peak for something, because a powerlifter peaks for strength, a bodybuilder peaks for size. And this is also why people talk about why powerlifters should train like bodybuilders, bodybuilders should train like powerlifters. They should in some senses, but not in many senses. Don't get a lot of non-content from me. This is a view across the bridge right now. Pretty nice. Arrived here a few minutes ago. It's happening here, Rosso Pomodoro. It's where we're having our pizza lesson and then meal. So we've got our yeast, salt, water, mixing bowl, apron, Charlotte. So we finished making our pizza doughs, which are all over here. And it was pretty exciting, wasn't it, Charlotte? But now we're really hungry. Really good. They educate you on how and why the Napoli pizza is made the way it is, and because we've been to Napoli as well, it made it all the more real. Now we're looking forward to enjoying a 3-course meal, and I basically have pizza for starter, pizza for main, pizza for dessert as well. So my starter is basically a mini pizza, or a Montanara I believe it's called. I might have pronounced that slightly wrong. So here is my main and Charlotte's main. Really annoyed, I thought I ordered one with tomato on it, obviously I didn't. Dessert is effectively a giant Nutella donut, and this is only half, got another half coming. So we are the last people to finish, and I actually ended up eating a whole one of those desserts and a bit of my girlfriend's. I estimated the meal to be, catch this, estimated the pizza, main and starter to be around 1,200. Then to be 700 calories. Yeah, it was a ton of fat, and so today I'm just going to hit over my calories by 20% and hit protein. Basically estimated that by putting in 1.7 Pizza Express margarita pizzas and 2.5 chocolate frosted donuts. I'm just finishing off my macros with a belt sander brownie, protein mug cake, and some high protein yogurt.